Welcome to Into the Darkness, where we dive into the most spine-chilling and captivating true crime stories from around the world. Each week, we take you deep into the heart of the darkest mysteries and the most notorious criminals. Our detailed narratives, gripping voiceovers, and vivid visuals will immerse you in the thrilling world of true crime. Subscribe and hit the notification bell to join our community of crime enthusiasts. Get ready to uncover the truth, face the terror, and remember, every story hides a shadow. Now, let's dive into the darkness.
The Shadow of Justice. It was a sweltering summer night in New Orleans, 1996. The air hung heavy with humidity, the scent of magnolias mingling with the distant echoes of jazz from Bourbon Street. Judge Robert Caldwell, a distinguished man in his mid-50s, sat in his dimly lit study, surrounded by shelves of legal tomes and mementos from his storied career. The room, usually a sanctuary of calm and order, felt oppressive tonight. The weight of his accolades, normally a source of pride, now felt like a crushing burden. Judge Caldwell, a pillar of the community, had built his reputation on fairness and integrity. His stern yet compassionate rulings had earned him the respect of his peers and the people of New Orleans. But tonight, his hands trembled as he read a letter that threatened to shatter his world. "I know what your son did. Pay up, or everyone else will too." The threat was unsigned but clear. His son Michael had always been a troublemaker, but this time he had crossed a line that could destroy their lives. Michael Caldwell, a handsome young man in his 20s, had gotten involved in drug deals, seeking thrill and easy money. Despite his charm and intelligence, he lacked his father's discipline. The letter's threat to expose Michael's illegal activities filled Judge Caldwell with a paralyzing fear. Memories of Michael's childhood flashed before him, his mischievous grin, his boundless energy, the promise he once showed. How had it come to this? A sharp knock interrupted his thoughts. Martin Gaines, a notorious local hustler, stood at the door. Gaines was known for exploiting vulnerabilities and blackmailing the unsuspecting. His greasy hair, beady eyes, and leering smile made Caldwell's skin crawl. Gaines was a man who thrived in the shadows, preying on the weaknesses of others. "What do you want, Gaines?" Caldwell's voice was a mix of anger and desperation. He had dealt with men like Gaines before, but never with stakes this high. "It's simple, Judge. A substantial amount of money and your son's misdeeds stay hidden," Gaines replied, his smile sinister and confident. He stepped into the study uninvited, his presence like a stain on the room's refined elegance. Desperation clouded the judge's mind. He knew that giving in to Gaines' demands would only be the beginning. With a sinking heart, he invited Gaines inside, offering him a drink. The whiskey they shared was laced with a powerful sedative, and as Gaines slumped into unconsciousness, Caldwell's mind raced. The plan had formed in his mind as soon as he saw the letter. It was a terrible, desperate plan, but it was the only way he could see to protect his son and himself. He dragged the limp body to the basement, a dank and dimly lit room. The basement was a stark contrast to the rest of the house, filled with old furniture and forgotten relics. He fashioned a noose from a belt and hung Gaines from a beam, ensuring the scene looked convincingly like a suicide. Every detail was meticulously arranged: the overturned chair, the note in Gaines's pocket, the angle of the belt around his neck. When he finally locked the basement door behind him, he believed he had erased all traces of his crime. The weight of his actions pressed down on him, but he convinced himself it was the only way to protect his son and his career. Months passed, and New Orleans continued its vibrant, chaotic dance. The city's unique blend of cultures and histories pulsed with life, from the lively French Quarter to the stately Garden District. Judge Caldwell resumed his duties, burying his guilt under layers of judicial responsibilities. The courtroom was his arena, a place where he wielded power with precision and authority, but the specter of that night never truly left him. One morning, a new case landed on his docket. The defendant was Jamal Harris, a young artist accused of murdering Martin Gaines. As the judge read the case file, his heart pounded with dread. The prosecution claimed Harris had a motive. Gaines had stolen his artwork and sold it for profit. Jamal Harris was a talented artist struggling to make a name for himself. His paintings, vibrant and full of life, contrasted sharply with his own existence, marked by poverty and hardship. The accusation against him seemed like a cruel twist of fate, a dark cloud over his aspirations. The courtroom, located in the grand, historic Orleans Parish Courthouse, was tense as the trial began. The courthouse itself, with its towering columns and intricate ironwork, stood as a testament to the city's rich history and the weight of justice that it dispensed. Inside, the atmosphere was thick with anticipation. The defense painted Harris as a struggling artist, driven to desperation by Gaines's betrayal. Harris's attorney, Samantha Ross, was a fierce advocate known for her unwavering commitment to justice. Her presence commanded respect, and her sharp intellect made her a formidable opponent. She argued that Harris had no reason to kill Gaines, and that the evidence against him was purely circumstantial. "Your Honor, my client is an innocent man. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time," Ross stated passionately, her eyes blazing with conviction. Her voice carried a steely determination, resonating through the courtroom. But the prosecution's narrative was damning. Assistant District Attorney Richard Moore portrayed Harris as a man with nothing to lose, driven to violence by a mix of frustration and rage. Moore's meticulous presentation of evidence painted a picture of Harris as a desperate man pushed to his limits. Judge Caldwell's internal turmoil grew with each passing day. He knew the truth, but revealing it would destroy his life and his son's. The weight of his guilt became unbearable as the trial progressed, and he watched helplessly as Harris faced the possibility of a wrongful conviction. The trial was nearing its end when Detective Laura Bennett took the stand. Known for her tenacity and keen investigative skills, she presented new evidence that cast doubt on the case. Forensic analysis showed that Gaines had been drugged before his death, and inconsistencies in the crime scene suggested a cover-up. "Your Honor," Bennett addressed the judge directly, her eyes locking onto his, "the evidence points to a staged suicide. I request a deeper investigation to all individuals connected to this case, including Judge Caldwell." The courtroom buzzed with whispers. The judge's facade of composure cracked as he realized the walls were closing in. Bennett's words were a lifeline for Harris, but a noose tightening around Caldwell's neck. "There are significant discrepancies that suggest foul play, and we must explore every possibility to ensure justice is served," Bennett continued, her voice unwavering. The courtroom erupted in murmurs. Judge Caldwell's face turned pale as he realized his darkest secret was about to be exposed. His career, his reputation, and his family were all at stake. The investigation was thorough and relentless. Detectives uncovered the sedative used on Gaines, matched the timeline, and found incriminating evidence linking Judge Caldwell to the murder. The community was shocked as the once respected judge was arrested and charged with the crime. In the courtroom, where he had once presided with authority, Caldwell now stood as a defendant. He pleaded guilty, the weight of his actions and the desire to protect his son overwhelming him. The courtroom was silent as he was led away, his career and life in ruins. Jamal Harris was exonerated, and Detective Bennett was celebrated for her dedication to justice. The case became a symbol of the fragility of integrity and the devastating consequences of corruption. Judge Caldwell's story was a cautionary tale, a stark reminder of how fear and desperation can lead even the most honorable individuals astray. The city of New Orleans moved on, but the shadow of Caldwell's actions lingered, a testament to the complex interplay of morality, justice, and human frailty. Years later, the story of Judge Caldwell and the murder of Martin Gaines remained a topic of discussion, a dark chapter in New Orleans history. Michael Caldwell, now a reformed man, worked tirelessly to rebuild his life, haunted by the knowledge of his father's sacrifice. Detective Bennett continued her work, driven by the belief that justice, no matter how delayed, must always prevail. And for the people of New Orleans, the case served as a powerful reminder of the importance of integrity and the high price of secrets and lies. The tale of Judge Caldwell's fall and the exoneration of Jamal Harris became part of the city's storied history, a testament to the enduring quest for truth and justice in the face of adversity.